This show was made possible by the WPT Partners and with the continued support of the iWild Partners program.
All right, well, hello friends, here we are again, ready for whatever ridiculousness comes our way this week. And since the white paper on the UK's Gambling Act review is still unpublished, and since it will most likely remain that way until a new Prime Minister takes office, we can actually focus on other forms of ridiculousness, like the ones I alluded to at the close of our last show, coming from the Netherlands, where the Dutch government has now stated that gambling advertisers must be able to prove that their ads cannot reach people under the age of 24. This, of course, begs the question, just how the fuck are they supposed to do that? I've been working in this business for over 20 years, and I know of absolutely no way to prove 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that any age group can either view or not view a web page advertisement. I mean, you can geo-block, you can put up paywalls, but how do you stop a 22-year-old from looking at a banner or reading an advertorial? I mean, sure, website owners could falsify their statistics, but how exactly does that fall back onto gambling advertisers? Hell, they can't even keep a 15-year-old boy off a porn site. How do you stop an adult from seeing an ad on a public web page? But hey, let's slow down. Maybe that's not the point of all this. Maybe the Dutch know it's impossible, and maybe the Dutch just don't give a shit, because they know that since it can't be proven, they are essentially shutting down internet gambling advertising for good. After all, that's pretty much the same exact approach that they took with television and radio ads for gambling. They banned all of it. And why? Because they were untargeted. Meaning they couldn't say for sure that children or underage people were not going to see them. They could not prove their ads were not going to be viewed by people under a certain age. In fact, the Netherlands won't even allow billboards for gambling advertisements, indoors or outdoors, in any public area. So, the point is, look out! If you thought things were crazy in the United Kingdom, here come the Dutch. You know, someone needs to tell them that when it comes to being ridiculous, it's not a competition between them and the UK. As we begin the second half of our show, I'd like to do something that we haven't done in a couple of weeks, and that is welcome a brand new APCW member, the WPT Partners, committed to giving affiliates the best service possible. They have no negative carryover, obviously, and an effective commission rate of up to 28%, plus CPA and hybrid deals. Check out their review page on the APCW website or visit them directly at WPTPartners.com. Also, look what I've got here. The latest edition of the GPWA Times magazine. And in this issue, you're going to find some stories about IGB affiliate and the one that just happened in London, and the German gambling market, and the ascent of women's in sports betting. Yeah, and then here on page 23, who's this handsome devil here? Why, that's me. An APCW advertisement right there in the first little section of the magazine. So it just goes to prove to you that griping and complaining does work. And lastly, just in case you were wondering if the regulators in the Netherlands may have left a loophole of any kind in all their advertising restrictions, here they are warning us against the use of promotional games to drive traffic, thus preventing operators from reaching customers via prizes and drawings, and cutting out a whole slew of social media type campaigns. Very thorough, the Dutch. All of this to keep gambling ads away from adults ages 21 to 23. I mean, sure, in the Netherlands, adults aged 21 to 23 can still drink, smoke marijuana, get a hooker, but hey, no bingo advertising. I mean, you gotta draw the line somewhere, my friends. So, on that note, God willing, and the Dutch permitting, I'll see you all again next week. Yeah, no bloopers this week. I went straight through it, which is probably a good thing considering that it's warm out here. I grew up in Texas, so I can't say it's hot because down there it's like 104, 108, which is over like 40 for you Celsius folk. But here it's about 91, 94, I think it was the other day. So it is warm to be out in it. So I'm very happy that I didn't mess up and I just went straight through. Which begs the question, why am I still standing out here talking if it's that hot?